JoyFleet. We have a special guest to ring in 2025. Our good friend, Mr. Grand Line Review. How are you doing, sir?
Or
I'm doing good. I think it's been a pretty all right year so far. No disasters. So, doing good.
You can't ask for more than that. We also have the return of the lurking legend, Mr. Red, who will be interjecting with very thoughtful commentary. Just because we needed three Aussies on the
oh my god,
stream.
the
High
pressure is
praise.
immense. Hello, everyone.
Mr. Red, has your name been revealed or do I have to keep calling you Red?
I'd prefer it if you keep it that way.
Sure.
Now, before
Green.
you want to be green, no, let's not make it too confusing. We've introduced you
green.
as Red.
Can
I'm
we all
not.
just be colors?
We can. What color?
Like
What color
Reservoir
would you like
Dogs?
to be? Yeah,
Oh,
that's
Mr.
not a bad
Pink, right here.
idea. I like that idea quite a
Yeah,
lot.
well, you're Mr. Red already. I'll be Mr. Pink.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Then you're taking Sanji.
Yeah. Actually, yeah,
Yeah.
wow, that's
You
deep.
son of a.
That's
Part of
very
Sanji's
surprising.
character design is based on Steve Buscemi in
Yes.
Reservoir Dogs. That was a nice pull.
The Zoro fan taking on Mr. Pink. All right, 2025 is off to a wild start. I haven't watched. I've only watched Reservoir Dogs once, and I can't remember what other colors there are. I'm gonna guess
White?
Mr. Okay, Mr.
Brown,
Miss
I
White.
think.
All right, I can be.
Yeah, what orange? There's Mr. Orange
There's a
in that
Mr.
one.
Orange.
Mr. White,
All right,
Mr.
well,
Blue.
I'll take all of
Anyway,
them. I'll take
Don't
the rest.
know if there was a blue actually. Oh no, there was a blue. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've forgotten your colors already, and I've forgotten mine, so I'm just gonna go back to red. And Liam, you've got enough lanes
You're yellow.
already.
So you
can
just
go-
forgot my color.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
well, I almost outed Red's real name just now, so but
That's all right, yellow.
all right, we're gonna
That sounds
go
racist.
on.
Yeah, that's why I'm not saying it.
Miss Yellow. I mean, I've actually been going to the beach a lot, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but I think I've
Nice.
been the
I
darkest
noticed.
that I've ever been.
Really? So I've been doing not that, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm probably the lightest I've ever been.
Liam, it's the Sydney summer. You've got to go out and enjoy the
Stay
beach.
indoors in the air conditioning. You're absolutely right. I could not agree with you more.
Liam. It has been really hot on certain days.
It has
Today's
been
a little bit
disgusting.
muggy.
Yeah.
which
It's all
is
right.
even
It's not
worse.
hot, but it's not pleasant to be outside.
It is if you're at the beach, because then you can always cool in and go into the water.
Yeah. Do you really want to get into this? The
Um,
beach brings other problems with it. You can cool down, but then you've got to you get sand and you get salt water all over you. It's just like that. It's a nightmare.
No, you can go like beaches have you can go to beaches where it's just concrete, you can go to beaches where there's grass.
We went to one of those. Those aren't.
We
Yeah, we
did.
had burgers.
And I
Yeah.
won't say where because then we'll start to get into doxing territory. But
Yeah.
just a quick interjection. Thank you to Mugiwara no Goofy who said Happy New Year's to two of the goats. Thank you and
Meh.
Happy New Year to you too.
Meh.
I can only assume that Goofy's referring to Liam and Mr. Red, the two goats.
Oh, I was going to say the same thing, but for you and Mr. Red.
Could be. Um,
We need
okay.
clarification. Another
Yeah, we-
donation, please.
So, as we said, we're going to do a 2025 predictions, a bingo list for what we're going to see in the One Piece manga for 2025. And I know that, Liam, I've gotten you into a bit of hot water over this in the past because you've once used my bingo table, which was only.
Yeah.
Do you care to explain?
Yeah, so we did a stream like this, 2, 3 years ago now? It was a long time ago, I think. It was during Wano, I think. Like, this was around, like, year 5th times.
Yeah,
This was
it was. It was
ridiculously
a
long
number
ago
of
now.
years ago.
And you made us all do a bingo prediction, except you made it a 4x4 bingo, which I don't know if you noticed, but bingo has 5 letters. So you can't fit the O on the end. It would just be
Mm.
bing. And when I adopted that and started putting it on my channel, I got some very outraged comments because I was still using the terminology bingo. And I say this in all seriousness, like a lot of them were comical, but there were some people who took bingo very seriously and were properly pissed off that I kept calling it bingo because it's not bingo.
I didn't even know that that was a rule that you actually had to have 5x5. It makes sense because it's a
Not a
bingo
rule.
card.
It's not a
But
rule.
in my defense, I think I've only played like bingo once when I was in primary school or, you know, grade school where you had to learn how to do counters, and I don't think I've ever played before, so I didn't know that was a rule. And we had a lot of people on that stream, so I just thought if we all went through a 5x5, it was just going to take too long. But we have since updated our cards and we have since fixed it. Now, do you guys want to see what the bingo card of 2024 was for the JoyFleet?
Sure.
Sure.
Don't laugh.
Hmm.
But it is quite funny. All right. This, I'll have to. I'm gonna cover our screen for a second. I don't know if you guys. Let's see, 2024 predictions. If you guys have the YouTube open, you'll be able to see it on YouTube. But let me
I
share
do
it
have
on our
the
Discord
YouTube.
chat up as well. Can you see that?
Okay, so you spell kid with 2 Ds. That's interesting.
Kiddo.
Pretty sure it's just one.
Is it? I do
Think
show
so.
it as just. So this was our bingo list, and
Right.
we only managed to cross off 2: Elbath
2.
and Kizaru helping Vegapunk and
Oh,
the
wait.
Straw Hats.
Poor form.
So the ones that are
Okay,
crossed
so-
out with the red marks. Okay, so the one that I'm sharing on YouTube obviously is not right. Let me.
Vivi
fix this.
acquires the Nikyu. That was madness. I can't. Oh.
So the ones that's been crossed out in red, what that is I think around 6 months in, or maybe it was around 9 months in the year, we had to regroup as a fleet and decided we were way too ambitious with some of these predictions, and there's no way that we're gonna get these. So the fleet kindly allowed me to revise the predictions, which meant that Vivi acquiring the Niku no Mi could become, for example.
And you chose those replacements.
Well, I didn't choose those replacements. We're a democratic fleet when I want it to be. So I let the
Fair.
people choose.
Fair. So you've got 2 predictions on here that I had on the Grand Line Review one, which was also chosen by members of the Grand Fleet, which was Rouge enters the story and Saturn Devil Fruit reveal. Neither of which really ended up happening and kind of screwed us over.
No. I mean, well, how
Oh,
close?
also the Man Marked by Flames.
Okay.
The Man Marked by Flames is what stopped us getting a Bing in 2024, actually.
So you got a bin?
I got a bin, yes.
You got a bin.
That's the best we could achieve in 2024.
And it was actually lined up?
Yeah, I got a bin, B-I-N.
Really? That's quite impressive, I have to say.
I will say that my predictions, and before we do this, I should say I have a video coming out tonight. I didn't know you were going to do this, of our exact thing, where I can't hear you anymore.
Oh, well, I mean,
Can you hear me?
I'm just listening to you intently.
Well, I've made my own one, not anticipating that this is what you're going to do, a 5x5. And I think mine tend to be marked off a bit better because they're not quite as specific as what you do.
Okay, so how specific do you get then?
How specific?
Maybe that's the trick.
Okay, so for example, one of the Grand Fleet 2025 bingo predictions is Giant Luffy.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
Another
I see.
one is Zoro gets lost.
I see. I see. That is. You're right. I.
So, yeah.
All right. I think that's pretty. Like I think that's almost cheating.
That's almost
I think
cheating.
that's almost cheating. I think
It
that's
isn't.
about
There's no
as
guarantee
it's
Zoro's going to
it's
get
about
lost.
as like yes, you're right,
Death,
but
taxes,
it's like
and Zoro
saying like
getting lost.
Sanji and Zoro are
Sorry, I
gonna
didn't
get
put
into a bit of
Zoro
a
eats the Nikyu Nikyu no Mi and kills Mihawk. Is that what I should have put on the card?
no, we don't have to be outrageous, but it's like saying Luffy's going to get hungry. Luffy wants to
Except
eat
that's
something.
not on there. That's not on there. You've got to be. I think you can't go too far into the wacky. You've got to like keep in mind like the things that are actually going to happen, and I think that is the key to predicting bingo,
To
which
getting
we
a
didn't
bingo.
completely
Yeah,
do last
okay.
year either.
I
so,
see.
yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, it's a democratic fleet here, when I want it to be. So what does the fleet say? How generic and how general do we want to get about this? Because in that
It
case,
doesn't
we
have to be
can.
super generic. It's not like Luffy will be in a chapter. It's a bit
Yeah,
more
but it'll
than
be
that.
like
Again,
saying.
there's no
So this
guarantee
is
that
this
Zoro
is
will
a
get lost.
perfect example of something that we could have, from our wonderful mod Chin, Sanji simping on a female giant.
That's not on there because I think that just happens too easily. That's too easy.
And Zoro getting lost isn't too easy.
He didn't get lost on Egghead, I don't think.
Mm,
You're right.
So
Let me think
it
about
is a
this.
risk.
Okay, I
Like
see. Alright. And like
there's
look,
no guarantee
and
that that's
these
going to be
days
too
the
tough.
number of chapters that we get every year are getting like smaller and
It's low,
smaller.
so that's why you need to narrow your
It's
expectations
true.
as well.
It is true that Zoro might not get lost in this year specifically. Maybe it's the first chapter of 2026.
Maybe. A lot of mine are kind of like that. I'm kind of scared to try and peer too far into the future because the trend is that we're actually cutting back on chapters as years go on.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how far I should be pushing it. Like I'm very nervous about a lot of stuff that's like Elbaf climax sort of related because I don't know if we're gonna get there this year.
No. Well, I guess it depends on how long or short Elbaf is going to be. So, I mean, and if Oda
You're
decides
right.
to, and if Oda decides to take us elsewhere, and we go about sort of finding out what ever happened to Blackbeard and Lore, and where Shanks is up to,
Yeah.
might not get many Elbaf chapters at all. I just want to
Oh, we
say,
can only hope, I guess. Like during Egghead Island, when we cut away from Egghead, that was the best stuff to me. I really enjoyed those chapters.
yeah, there were a lot of fun, and definitely needed because Wano was such a long arc, obviously.
Yeah. So long ago now.
Yeah, it's almost feels like another era ago. Well, thank you to
There was a point where you had been on YouTube for like 2 years and you'd never experienced daytime in One Piece because didn't you catch up like
Yeah.
right as the raid began?
Yeah.
And we started 2 years of just one night, essentially.
That's exactly it. Because I caught up. I caught up on the night that
crazy.
the raid started.
Oh,
When at sea you fight with pirates. The
that was
three
such a good
captains.
one.
It was a good chapter. It was definitely a great chapter to
Yeah.
catch up on. But you're right. And for the first 2 years of reading One Piece on a weekly basis, or I guess on a live basis, I had never experienced a day.
Long night for you.
And it was, it's a lot of things, and now it is a whole arc later, a long arc, a much longer arc than we anticipated as well, and we've finally gotten Elbaf. But before we start with the predictions, I want to say shout out to Ben. Thank you for the super chat. He's given us a super chat just because you've told him to, Ben. Just because you've told him to, Liam. Now I'm confusing names.
Nice.
Tell more people, Liam.
Do it again.
And Mugiwara, thank you. Oh, he also that we were just making a joke. Yes, so Mr. Red out, the lurking legend of the JoyFleet is here. Also, if anyone hasn't checked Mugiwara no Goofy out, please do. He makes hilarious content. One of the mods can share his channel on the comments. But very, very very, very funny content. And I don't think we've actually met before, Mugiwara no
Yes.
Goofy. So thanks for being here. Chris KKL. Is this a new agenda? I don't know what this agenda is.
KKL.
KKL.
Kuzan kills. What?
Luffy?
Who's the first K?
Kaido? Kid? Kid kills
Kid?
Luffy.
Kid kills Loki.
Kid kills Loki. That
It
is
kills Loki.
outrageous.
Ambitious.
Oh, I don't know.
Wild prediction.
That is Kid kills Loki,
Yeah.
but not in
Kids collect losses.
2025.
I mean,
That-
if he does, it's a good way to cut things short.
I mean, I think I will include that on my bingo card just for the fun of it. I think it's so outrageous. It.
And this is
Needs
why
to.
you only ticked off 2 bingos.
Try to win, Sophie.
I mean, we could do. I guess we could do something a little.
You
Something.
know what?
that's-
It was just 1 before that reveal about Kizaru in what was it, the SBS
Yeah.
or whichever thing it was. You were very much in danger of it just being 1.
We were. And. I mean. And I guess it hasn't been confirmed in the manga either. But I decided to take it. I felt like Oda.
So did I, because I had the same thing.
Oh,
on my
you
own.
had it. Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think.
I had
think we
Kizaru
could've-
Redemption.
Oh, Kizaru Redemption. Okay. Well, I think something as like Kizaru Redemption, you could have even ticked it off at the manly tears that he shed for Vegapunk following the events of Vegapunk.
No, I think he needs to actually do something, not just cry about his poor actions.
Well,
And he did, so good on him.
yeah, in a bit of a roundabout way. But the other one that we have is Origins of Devil Fruit or Haki. Or are you, Chris, saying that Haki is the origin of Devil Fruit in this arc? I don't know how to interpret this prediction.
Are we gonna find out the origin of Devil Fruit?
The
Is that
origins
what's
of
in it?
Devil Fruit as being Haki or origins of Devil Fruit / Haki?
Slash would make more sense.
I'd
That's
go
kind
with
of
the latter,
greedy, 'cause
yeah.
That's like 1 square, 2 options.
I think that's cheating. We would
I think I wouldn't mind if someone wanted to use it, because I think it's a very bold and unlikely to happen one.
Really?
So to me, I would feel like that's a dead square in this year.
I mean, maybe this year it is getting a bit ambitious. But I think in this arc, I would agree that it could definitely happen.
Maybe.
I mean, Vegapunk's already given us his theory on the origins of Devil Fruit. So I don't think it would be out of the question to get that expanded on a little bit more, or for Oda to substantiate what Vegapunk's theory is based
A
on.
little bit. The Origins to me feels a lot more like a Void Century kind of flashback deal. So it depends if we dive into that or not.
Well,
Hmm.
no. I'm gonna take your approach to this, Liam, and whatever sort of reveals the origins of Devil Fruit, I'll take. So if we get a book from one of
Okay,
the Haran scholars like journals that says, and we believe
Well,
this is how Devil Fruit's originated.
Sophie, can I just point out that you do the exact same thing when you put stuff on your card like Emu lore? That is the vaguest thing ever. You just need to learn one new thing about Emu and it's tipped. So I accept. Devil Fruit lore could go on your bingo card.
All right. Well, then we're gonna have to let me switch the overlay so that we can start adding to this. Let me.
All right.
Alrighties, let's see. We've got a fresh new bingo card. We're gonna switch the overlay. Let's see. Bear with me, people, as I try to figure this out.
Oh my god, I just saw you had Garp dies?
That wasn't my. I'm sure that wouldn't have been my choice. It would have been, like I said. I
Ah,
have to
now you're
read what the
disowning it,
people
yes.
want. It would probably have been more accurate to say like Garp is revealed to be alive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can add that to your card this year. A character that was previously thought to be dead will be
Or like a
revealed to
fake
be
out
alive.
death, like a fake out death
Yeah.
revealed. That's not a bad idea.
Another one that we both had, Dragon makes a move. I had that on mine. He screwed me over again. So now, on the 2025 Grand Line Review bingo card, we have Dragon does nothing. We're going to
Oh,
play it
really?
safe this year.
No, I'm going to.
2025 is the year of safety.
I'm gonna actually.
Sakazuki doesn't leave his desk.
Oh, that's such a good one as well.
Let's see. If we move this here, move this here, then I do believe that we should. Okay, here we go. Why?
Mhm.
Let's see.
Let's see. What's your number one prediction, Mr. Red?
That's my one. Fake out death.
A fake out death?
A fake out death? I think that's a pretty decent one.
And
Yeah.
okay, how are we gonna? How will we decide this? Because technically, chapter 1135.
Well, we can't predict the chapter that's already leaked. I think that's cheating.
But it didn't. It's not officially coming out until this year.
All right, I predict that Ripley has a husband. Put it on.
I think it would be fair if we said something like Ripley's husband's gonna be Scopper Gaban.
Yeah, you can do that.
All right, let's see. The first one we're gonna do is let's see what have we received thus far. So Devil Fruit Law, I'm accepting it.
Yeah, that's a solid one. I don't mind it.
Okay. And then
It's also really bold of you in a 5x5 to fill the middle square. Usually that's like a free square in bingo.
Hmm.
is that how it works? Okay. I don't know how
Yeah.
many times I have to keep telling you. I've never played bingo before. I don't know how it
Just
works.
add the word free.
Is
That's all
that
right.
how it
What I would
works?
do is I would fill it with like the most obvious prediction we come up with, and sort of like, it's a freebie.
Really? Okay. So I can add something like what's a freebie? Something like what's the equivalent of like Zoro getting lost? But Sanji's already simped on giant women, so that can't
I mean, you don't have to go that far. So another basic one that I have on mine is that Evil Shanks is named.
Hmm.
When we say Evil Shanks is named, are we talking twin Shanks? Like as in, or are you
Yeah.
saying, are you giving credence to the
Yeah.
Shanks' evil theory?
Twin Shanks.
Okay.
Shanks' evil twin is named. Shanks' twin is named. Shanks
Ah.
lookalike is named.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Anti-Shanks named.
I see. I'm gonna say, let's go something more like, we don't know the name of Evil Shanks' friend, the other supposed God's Knight. Maybe
Rue.
her.
Bandage Lady.
Oh, the other one. Yeah.
Maybe say Bandage Lady. Was that her name? Rue. I must have missed that.
No. It's just her power. She like bandaged the giants and the giant went, oh.
Yeah. Bandage Lady's Devil
To be
Fruit.
fair, we don't even know if it's a lady.
Then Bandage Person?
Hmm.
Bandage Person. Devil Fruit reveal. But I feel like I'm going to put it up there. I don't think that's a freebie. That's actually...
I agree. I don't know why you're chucking it in the middle. That's bold.
Um,
But I mean, I don't think it's the easiest one, but it's probably safe to assume she's a fruit user.
yeah.
So
It's the... I keep forgetting her name. The character from Naruto. Not Tenten.
Naruto?
With the scrolls.
Temari?
no,
Wait, which one?
The...
Oh, the scroll.
Shikamaru's fans.
One of the Akatsuki. No, not Akatsuki. The one of the Pain's friends.
Oh, Conan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Her powers. It's very similar to her powers.
It's also very similar to the ability that Black Maria was supposed to have. Oda was going to give her a devil fruit called the Sash fruit, which allows her to
Oh,
conjure and manipulate pieces of sap.
Right. I don't know if I knew that.
You do
interesting.
now.
I do now. 2 arcs later.
It was on her Vivia card, like in a very obscure place in the corner.
I think I'm gonna have to look at my. Did you carry over any predictions from 2024?
Yes, I have. Well, because these aren't mine. No, some of them are mine. So because I expanded to 5x5, I decided to invest myself a bit more in this, and I chose the first 5, and then the Grand Fleet chose the other 20.
Right.
And one of them is one of the ones that I didn't choose is the Return of Arouge. I'm sticking with it. We're gonna
You're
carry it
sticking with
over.
it. Okay.
Mm.
So I'm
If
gonna.
it's not now, I don't know when it'll be.
I'm gonna carry a few of these over. So I'm gonna.
Really?
Yeah. I'm gonna carry a few of. I think they're.
All right.
We've got more Holy Knights revealed. Like, I'm gonna take that one. I think we're very close to getting that.
So more than the 2 we've already supposedly met.
No, because they're not confirmed to be Holy Knights.
Okay. I think you accused me of copping out earlier, but I think that's a little bit of a. Go on.
But it's not revealed that they're Holy Knights yet.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm democratic when I want to be, and I haven't. We'll see
What else
where
could they
the
be?
JoyFleet could be. You never know. Oda might introduce a completely new group. It could be the Unholy Knights who do
The
even
Unholy
dirtier.
Knights?
Even they could do the
The
dirty
sinful
work.
knights,
Yeah.
sinful soldiers.
Yeah. Um. They could be the
I
Holy
would actually go
Maids.
against Liam and say Dragon will do something.
I was gonna take that one
All
too.
right.
Okay.
Go on.
Thanks,
Take
Red.
that
We're gonna
bet.
take that
I'm
one
happy
too.
to take that against
I
you.
know.
All right,
because
Dragon
I'm gonna
will
win.
make a move.
That's
There
that's
at least be like an interaction with the Holy Knight, is what I think.
You think Dragon will interact with a Holy Knight?
Yeah.
Really?
I think so. It could be the very end of 2025.
You have wild expectations,
There's
sir.
something there.
Wild.
Something there. Something there.
Not only will he make a move, he'll leave the island and find a Holy Knight and interact.
I mean,
It seems more like a 2029 prediction to me.
2029? Some people will say that One Piece will end in 2029.
Maybe.
mm,
Every year it becomes less likely. The date keeps getting
Extended
pushed
and
back.
extended. Do you have a date?
Yeah, I subscribed to the Mr. Morge 2030
Is
what
it
was it,
32?
2032?
Yeah.
Did he say? Yeah. So I think that was weirdly well reasoned, just in terms of looking at the patterns of arcs and the slowdown of chapters published per year.
Yeah, 2032 sounds reasonable, and yet at the same time, that is 7 years from now.
I know.
I guess if we're getting
But
like
if you think about how
30-ish
much needs to be
chapters a
done,
year,
yeah,
mm,
and you think that Elbaf's just begun. Even at its shortest, it would be, what, 50, 60?
yeah, at least into 2026.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
2 more years. We're going
We
into
get about
2027.
35 a year.
Well, no, we've already had a
32
few.
last
We've
year.
already had like a couple of Elbaf chapters in 2024.
Yeah,
No, I mean, on average, how many One Piece chapters do we get a year?
Oh, I think it was actually under 35
Last year was
this
32.
last year. Yeah, just over
32.
30.
Yeah, so around that much. Yeah.
Mm.
So, yeah.
I don't know, but after Elbaf, you've got to just wrap up everything. Even if it's just one big final war, there's a lot to do.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, that's what I tend to prescribe to. I think it will just be one mega war at the end of Elbaf. Like Elbaf is gonna
The
be one
example-
final war.
The example I like to give is just think about Straw Hats versus the Blackbeard Pirates. If every one of those fights was only 1 chapter long, that's 10 chapters, and that's a third of a year just taken up with that one conflict.
Yeah.
But there's a big chance that I don't like. I would actually say that the Straw Hats might not each get a 1v1 fight.
Maybe not, but
Ooh.
someone will.
Yeah, obviously, and obviously, like it would be. I think it would. There would be a riot if Blackbeard versus Luffy was just one chapter.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but I see your point. 2032. I mean, I'm not gonna complain. The more years I have One Piece, the more I'll rejoice.
I agree.
Let's keep. So we had a super chat from Chris, another super chat from Chris, and thank you.
Oh.
So it was KKL. To clarify, was Kobe kills Luffy. Not really. Kobe
Ooh.
fakes the death of Luffy. Luffy lives on as Nika, the Pirate King, or vice versa, paralleling Roger turning himself in. Foreshadowing is Kobe knocking the Straw Hat off Luffy early on. So we're giving credence to Kobe's claim that he's actually going to put a stop to Luffy, it seems.
It's absolutely absurd, but it's more likely than Kid kills Loki. So I feel slightly better about it.
I don't know if I see it happening sometime in this next year, but you know what?
I mean, yeah, it's not this year.
Yeah.
Something to do with Kobe and Luffy, definitely. Much later on.
Yep, I think so too. But you know what? We're gonna go. we're gonna
Really?
make this a little generic, and
Really?
we're gonna go. Kobe makes a move.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Or at least if he gets up out of the hospital bed.
Yeah. I see that happen. Actually, you know what? That could be a good one. Garp surviving. Will that happen in 2025?
It's already happened, hasn't it?
Garp?
Is your prediction that Garp just won't die this year?
Or that he will be
No, like
confirmed to.
he's gonna be confirmed to be alive. He's gonna
Yeah.
show
I mean,
up as
he
the
is
Straw
confirmed
Hat.
to be
He is
alive.
alive.
I mean, like, I guess his face, and he's gonna become
Oh, right.
in a chat. Who's gonna be?
Think
shown
they
in
locked up a
chapter.
corpse?
I didn't hear that.
You think they locked up a corpse?
No, I know that he's alive, but I mean, like, he's gonna be shown in 2025.
Oh, so okay.
Will
So
he
Garp.
escape?
Just put Garp on the bingo board then. Don't elaborate.
Yeah.
Just if he shows up, Garp.
Should we do that as the freebie? I'll do that as the freebie then.
Yeah.
Garp.
That's a pretty bold freebie.
Just one word.
I would use my freebie for something on Elbaf.
Nah, I'm gonna stick to it. If I'm
Alright,
being,
I
think
can
Garp
see how
is a
your
bit of a
disaster
cheat
happened.
anyway, so we'll have it as our freebie.
Why? There's no guarantee we'll see him. We could spend all year on Elbaf.
Yeah, but look, some of these are a bit of a joke, you know, like just Garp. What does that even mean? Garp.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize we were doing comedy. Proceed.
I'm gonna take another one from 24 list, and I'm gonna say Scopper Gaban enters the story.
I think that's an Island. It's either going to be him or Shiki, surely.
And I'm really not.
How many different people could it be at this point?
Well, there's a lot of people who thinks that it's gonna be a completely new character.
Could be. Oda does do that. He has a habit.
This is a. Alright, that's one. Do you become, apart from your freebie, are you strategic in where you place your tiles?
No, I randomized them entirely. So I took my 5 predictions and I placed them in squares that wouldn't interact with any of the others to make sure they're all completely individual. So there's no synergy. And then I took 20 predictions from the Grand Fleet, pulled them out at random, and just filled in the squares left to right, the empty ones.
Okay. Well, I've already started just putting it one by one, so I don't know how. We could start doing random from now on.
Because when you play bingo, you don't get to choose where the numbers go. You just get the card.
Exactly, that is true. Maybe I should have.
Copper.
What else can we take from this list?
I think Kid.
yes.
I think you should take Kid from this. I think he's a good one.
Kid survives.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, or like just Kid
Kid makes an
returns, Kid
appearance,
reveal. Even if he's not on Elbaf's, like we've got to address what happened to him soon, surely.
Sure.
Yeah.
Kid reveal. It's pretty generic, but I think that's how we're gonna start winning this. Kid reveal. Let's see. Oh, we got a clarification about the Harkeys and the Devil Fruit situation. Devil Fruit contains the Harkey of original users. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, that Harkey is going to be the source of Devil Fruits, which is sort of what, I guess, what Vegapunk could have been saying, that the manifestation of will is actually the Harkey, and that's created Devil Fruits. Look, I like where you're going with this, Chris, but I'm going to keep it generic, and we're just going to call it...
It's very
Devil
bold for
Fruit
a bingo
lore.
card. It's a great... you should do a video on it.
We
It's
could.
great for that sort of thing, like a theory, a Devil Fruit theory video.
Oh,
It's incredibly bold for 2025 bingo, though.
I mean, you never know. We could get another flashback with a silhouetted Joy Boy talking about the Devil Fruits.
Could. But if he doesn't specifically say, I have imbued this fruit with my Haki, then you wouldn't be able to cross it off.
You're right.
Whereas with Devil Fruit lore, you might be able to.
I agree. Chris just coming in with all the super chats. Boa Hancock and the Kuja Pirates joined the Straw Hat Fleet. Wow. Look, I actually quite like the idea of that happening. I'm not sure if there's any chance we'll get that in 2025.
Mm.
Maybe Boa Hancock makes a move.
Boa Hancock makes a move.
At the moment in One Piece, we really just are waiting for people to make moves. And it's so hard to predict what they're going to do before they actually get up and do something.
Boa Hancock makes... I don't even know if she'll make a move. I don't know if we'll get any Boa Hancock in 2025. She wasn't a... That was 2023, right? Right at the end of Wano. I don't think we saw her at all in 2024.
I'm not even sure if Boa Hancock has made a move all post-time skip. I think she's just stayed on Amazon Lily.
But she was involved in the scuffle with Blackbeard, and she was forced to make a move.
Oh, but she didn't make a move. They moved to
She was
her.
forced to...
Blackbeard made a move.
Yeah,
Kobe
and she was forced
made
to
a move.
respond.
Yeah, okay, so Boa Hancock responds. Do that one.
Boa Hancock responds. Maybe Blackbeard makes a move is a better one. Blackbeard makes a move.
Yeah, he's always making moves.
Yeah, Blackbeard's always making moves. Exactly. Well said.
He is.
Blackbeard makes a move. We've got one from... I can't see your name, but we've got one that says another fake out death, which is the same one that you suggested, Red, so we are going to include that on our tile. Another fake out death. And I won't count the Stellas.
Well, no, because that was last year. That is in opposition to the Grand Fleet 2025 bingo, where we have a named character death, non-fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, it's not all easy ones. Sometimes we take some big risks.
Yeah. A real death. You're willing to stake that even a named character death after what we've seen at Egghead, where we did get one named character death, but one.
Well, that's what's sort of, it's not impossible because Saturn did die. He had a name. It could happen.
Could happen. 2025, I have to say
If Bandage
that's...
Lady fails, maybe she'll be punished by Evil Shanks. Something like that.
Yeah.
There's like little bits of room for this to happen.
Yeah, look, I see where you're coming from. I do think it's a bit ambitious, but I'm not gonna refute
I'm sorry, should we
it.
go over your 2024 ambitions?
These are all jokes.
I've got one, and
Right.
this is I've made a video about this. Loki is revealed to be a good guy.
Oh, that's on ours as well.
That's a good one.
Should we have Mosa reveal?
Mosa, maybe. On our one, we've got King Harold reveal, which is along similar lines.
Okay. So when you say King I mean, I guess you could interpret it however you want, but are you saying like you're gonna he's revealed
See
in the
him.
sense that we find out more about like as a flashback, or as in like
We
he's
see him.
actually
We see him fully drawn, non-silhouetted.
okay,
Either in a flashback or his rotting corpse in the modern day.
right?
I will accept either.
I see. Okay. That's a. I
But
think that's
Mosa is a very
close.
very
think-
similar sort of vibe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mosa. Mosa
Shaggy.
reveal. Mosa reveal.
Mm.
Mosa reveal. How about Man Marked by Flames? If I carry that over, because if
Yeah,
Scopper
we've carried
Gabba-
that over into ours as well. It's a big gamble though.
Do
So
you
like it
think-
has to be that one guy, or else it's probably not going to happen.
I think we could see it. It's been many years now since he's been teased.
Yeah, and if not, we'll just keep carrying it over until it eventually is, right? It'll happen one year.
Until 2032.
Mm.
We'll just keep carrying him over until 2032. I mean, by that logic, we could just keep carrying over a dragon makes a move every year, and it'll
Yeah.
eventually have to happen.
And again, I'm playing it safe this year. I'm saying he does nothing. But watch this be the year where he does make a move.
Yeah. And you
Now
get
that
another
we've done
boom.
that. I just noticed a very specific item on the Grand Fleet 2025 bingo. You might like this because it's very hyper specific.
Okay.
We will see Loki propose to Lola.
Oh, flashback.
Really?
Like a Loki flashback.
Like the
where he's-
details of the
Okay,
proposal.
of like
Yeah.
of how it
Yeah.
happened. Oh,
Not
I
Yeah.
again. He's already been.
Not
was gonna
Lola's
again,
say
yeah.
married
she's,
now.
No, she's yeah.
Yeah.
Lola Cuckold's husband.
Oh, buddy.
I like that. Is it cheating if I say
Yeah.
if we just say Loki flashback? Maybe
Nope.
that should be our free space. Gonna go Loki flashback.
Yeah. I
think
mean,
Loki
that could include
is-
Mosa in there as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, you
Mosa
could hit
in.
two.
Yeah, you can hit Mosa and
That's the bingo
Mm,
strat.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
Lola.
if Loki's revealed to be like a good guy in the flashback, then that would tick off 2 as well.
It
what
could tick off
about
so
more?
many.
You reckon we'll get more info on the last ancient weapon? Like, will Uranus
Mm.
finally be revealed?
Like, should we go Uranus lore or should we just say reveal?
I think Red just said that so that he could say.
Just so that he
"Do you
could say
think Uranus will
Uranus?"
be revealed?"
Uranus will be
Uranus
revealed.
will be revealed. Whose anus will be revealed?
Elbaf isn't really much of a butt-centric arc. Oda is definitely more
Yes, it's
chest-focused.
focused on the
Yeah,
his boobs.
this one is
Yeah.
very.
Which was
His
actually
eyes.
one of
Booby.
my Elbaf predictions.
What? Big butt.
Yeah,
Big
you did
boobs.
say that. I remember.
I did
Oh,
it
big
before
boobs.
before we started the Elbaf arc, or just towards the beginning. I did a video on what we're gonna see at Elbaf, and I said we're gonna be seeing a lot of boobs in Elbaf.
Because
You accuse
Egghead-
me of freebies.
Yeah,
Well, it's not. No. I'm
because
not being
Egghead is
creepy.
more butt.
Oda is the one. I'm just commenting on Oda's tendencies.
I agree, but like that was a very easy one to pick. You'll know better than I.
So let's say Uranus lore.
Anus law.
Yes, we're gonna be getting some butt lore.
Personally, I feel like Uranus might be in the background for a bit until Emu kicks into gear a bit more. But maybe.
Mm.
We haven't
Maybe.
said anything about Evil Shanks. Shanks' twin.
Yeah.
You haven't.
Well, yes. We, as in today, we.
So on our bingo board, we've got he's named, and we've also got Luffy versus Evil Shanks as a
Okay.
possibility.
Ooh. Yeah.
And in addition to that, we've got Shanks flashback, not Evil Shanks, just a potential
Oh, like a
Shanks flashback.
All right, that's interesting.
Not like a
Yeah,
full size
like a
flashback,
portion of it. Yeah, would make sense.
but yeah,
just like little
just like the
glimpses?
little dip into the history.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe.
it could be like another little interaction between Colin and Shanks. Something that Shanks said.
Potentially.
Yeah.
My rule with this one is that it has to be something we haven't seen before. So it can't be like Luffy flashing back to getting the straw hat or something like that.
Oh, like a yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I
Has
quite
to be
like?
new old content.
New old content. Maybe that should just be the title. New old content.
Yeah.
If I just have flashback, if I have flashback as my middle card, as my little free space, does that work?
I think you're pretty guaranteed to hit a flashback
Yeah.
at some point in
That's
the
a
next year.
That's a freebie. But I quite like that we've just given a GARP space. So I'm just gonna give my freebie here.
Yeah. The year of Elbaf, and you've given it to Garp.
I'm gonna go flashback. But we'll go new. We'll go new flashback.
A new flashback.
New flashback. New flashback. You know what I quite like from your list that I'm going to modify, Liam? Instead of Luffy fights Evil Shanks, I'm going to go Loki fights Evil Shanks.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh.
I can see that happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good.
Loki.
I mean, they are
fights-
looking for him.
I actually think that might be a safer bet than what I've gone
Yeah.
All right. I think we have to say something for Usopp now.
for.
It should be his arc.
Yeah, I don't know. I got burned by Frankie on Egghead Island, so I'm a bit
know!
hesitant.
I know. How crazy.
Usopp fights Evil Shanks?
No. God, no.
God, no.
Maybe I guess we
Sophie
could.
has no faith in Usopp.
I mean, I guess if we could count it if Evil Shanks like wipes out Usopp and Usopp tried, right? They did technically fight. It was a
You
bit
tried.
one-sided.
Well, a fight doesn't mean win.
Exactly. Oh my goodness, what's happened to my... Okay, give me a second, guys. We have lost my video.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
All
With
right.
going back-
Usopp, maybe something like vague, like Usopp character development. Something that indicates that he's actually having an arc in this story, rather than just being a
Yeah.
bit of, flavor
Yeah.
in the background, commenting on things.
I agree with one of your takes, Liam. I think you mentioned it in one of your videos that Usopp will have his moment. And the non-warrior children of Elbaf will be witness to it. I think
Yeah,
it's a really good one.
Yeah, that Elbaf has actually thrown a pretty wild twist in that regard.
I know.
They're not a
Like-
nation of warriors really anymore. The next generation can't really fight or don't really want to fight. So
Yeah.
when something bad happens on the island, Usopp is actually the one who's most mentally prepared to do something
Yeah.
about it if he's in
Yeah,
the area with all of those kids and stuff.
I know. Which it's actually kind of necessary that to deplete sort of like the strength of Elbaf warriors, it makes them not the most powerful nation because they're not, they're peaceful now.
Yeah. And it's a very interesting thing that they've set up with Colin as well. Because usually the sort of thing with his story is that, it's not a guy who wants to fight. It's like the brainy, more reserved, weaker genius who has to prove to the warrior tribe that violence isn't always the answer and you can solve things intelligently. It's like the opposite way around now. Where
Yeah.
with Colin, it's like Oda saying, well, maybe violence is the answer sometimes. Maybe we've got to do more of that. Maybe we shouldn't forget our violent roots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think definitely Colin and both Colin and Usopp will have those warrior
Colin
moments.
definitely. I would actually bet
I
more on Colin than I would on Usopp.
yeah, I think Colin would probably like rally the non-warriors of Elbaf as well. I don't think they'll be doing much,
Like
but
Colin
yeah,
leads an army of children.
yeah. Like we'll get a moment when it's like, those sweet moments when it's like they try to fight back. And at the end of the day, they are giants, so they're still like 100 times stronger than
Yeah.
regular humans. So, yeah, and then we
Interesting.
get a flashback of similar to how Zoro in Zoro's dojo and everyone's training. So later on we'll get like a cover story of like Elbaf children
Yeah,
now.
like Colin training the kids.
Colin training against, yeah, like one of those.
That's interesting. And then what? Do the army of kids rock up to the final war as well, led by Colin?
I don't think we'll get that, but yeah, it'll be interesting.
I would think that Usopp and Colin probably have a lot in common.
How so?
Well, because they're both so Colin is a giant, but he's a child. So he's comparatively weak. He has the mindset of a warrior, but he doesn't have the physicality to make it happen. Which is the
Right.
same sort of thing that Usopp struggles with, He has the mindset of wanting to be a brave warrior and having these ideals of Elbaf living up to them, but he doesn't
Hmm.
necessarily have, the oomph to make it happen.
Oh yeah. I see what you mean.
So maybe Usopp Colin team up.
Oh yeah, one has the physical capabilities and one has the mental one.
Usopp and Colin versus Evil Shanks.
Oh, that would last like half a panel. Oh
Yeah, I know. Evil Shanks doesn't stand a chance.
yeah, Sophie's bed is on the screen.
Oh dear.
What's
You
going
been?
on there?
Are you frozen now too?
Wait, oh, were you talking to me? You cut off. I just heard
Yeah.
Bin. I just heard
No,
Bin. I was like,
I'm just making small talk.
I'm sorry.
I'm
I'm
okay,
sorry. I've left.
man.
Am I back?
Living the married life.
I'm glad you guys have
Let's
had
see
a
what's
chance to
happening
catch
here.
up. I'm sorry. I was trying to
Yeah.
sort out my video and I had to go get a new webcam
That's,
and
that's all right. I'll be you. Zod TV has gifted 5 Joy Girl memberships. Thank you very much, Zod
Did I
TV.
finally get one?
thank you very much, Zod.
One was not gifted to you.
Zod is our frequent Santa Claus, always gifting
Oh,
memberships. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you new executive officers of the JoyFleet.
so many executives.
So, I missed out on that entire conversation. What did you say about? Has anyone? Did we receive any new card ideas? Have we managed to
Oh,
fill
I
up any
wasn't.
more spaces? I heard a
I
lot of
wasn't
Colin
looking, but
talk.
Riley and oh shit, Red and I were talking about Colin.
It's okay. Someone said my name in the chat anyway.
Ah.
Yeah.
We were talking about the idea of Colin doing something because I actually think it's more likely that he'll have a moment than Usopp.
Okay, I see.
Hmm.
So how do we title this? Should we just say Colin makes a move?
So in our one, I've literally got it as Colin does something.
Colin does something.
My definition of something is that it has to have some significance, some narrative significance.
All right, that's fair. How do I copy your homework but make it different? Colin, how does is it with an I or an O?
And
I
the
what?
official translation is Collun, and the scans
Colin.
keep spelling it as Colon, which is
Yeah, I thought
colon.
that's how Colin.
Oh,
Colin makes an impact.
so
Okay.
egghead. And so Elbaf is about butts after all.
Colon unleashes
Vicious
Uranus.
Uranus.
Comments, yes.
Mm.
Colin unleashes Uranus.
Is Uranus.
Should
Oof, what a combo.
Colon is Uranus.
All right, let's see. What
We
are we,
have
how
a
are we feeling
suggestion
about?
from Oscar. Okay, go on.
Sorry, what was the suggestion from
I
Oscar?
was just gonna say, Oscar16 has suggested final road poneglyph question mark. Will we cover that with the man marked by flames?
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Maybe.
Final road
yeah.
polyglyph in. You know what? If there's a place where it's gonna be, Elbaf is pretty good.
Maybe if it's not like on the move, because they talked about the all black ship
Yeah.
that the man marked by flames sails, and there's like storm phenomena around him. I
But
think it's
if
putting your eggs in a very small basket.
we are, but you know what? We're committing to it, so we're gonna go final road polyglyph reveal.
Reveal. So you think we're gonna
Ooh,
see it?
reveal. I was like going for like maybe we'll get an info, with the
Yeah,
man marked
I
by
was
but
thinking maybe like
reveal.
location.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I mean, how do we define reveal? Like, I don't think.
We see it.
I feel like then it might be like we get a location, like there's a condition that must be met, and then
If all
That's
but we
not a
don't
trees
actually
reveal,
see
come
it.
and we can actually
Yeah, but it's
approach
not.
the
Yeah, we
man
don't actually
marked by
see it.
flames. Why don't
I think it's bold, because if it does happen, it seems more like the sort of thing that would happen towards the end of Elbaf.
and that's not going
Mm.
to happen until.
Yeah.
I mean,
True.
it could. Elbaf could be a lot shorter than we think. I just don't think it'll be shorter than Egghead.
I don't know. Oda set a time limit for himself.
Oh yeah, that worked out really well. One Piece
He's
would
like
be over in
Loki.
5
Loki's
years.
sitting on it this whole
One Piece
time.
was supposed to be done in 2002.
No, I mean Oda set a time limit for himself on Elbaf specifically. We need to leave before something ominous happens.
Oh, that the Louis no warning. That's
Yes.
actually on our bingo card as well. That we'll find out what that warning is referring to.
Mm.
Yeah, copy that. Copy pasta that. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's
That's a good one.
The meaning of Louis
Thank you to
Arnaud's
the
that's my
warning.
fan crew who
contribution.
suggested that. That's good. Thank you. You're
Wait, someone
invaluable
says
to this
hi, hello
family.
from the Philippines. Hello. Sorry, just presenting.
Some Pinoy pride going on.
Yeah.
We could
Spread
do
the
that.
word.
Louis Arnaud's warning explained. I feel like
Cool.
that could happen towards the end of Elbaf as well, though.
That sounds like a Grand Line review video.
If it happens at the end of I mean, it could be like the Thriller Bark Monster, where it's like there was a big danger here that we just missed somehow. Otherwise, I feel like it's gonna incorporate itself into the middle problem sort of aspect. Like the veneer of all of the fun on Elbaf wears off, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah, something's
there
going
was a
on.
warning we should have listened to.
True. We need to find. I think we need to find some like fun ones as well. All of these are so serious. Let's do some.
Well, people do love serious ones.
Mm.
And you should make room for fun, because Oda certainly does.
Yeah.
A lot of what he does is just plain fun. And it's the beginning of the arc still, so there's still room for quite a lot
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a lot more just like lighter stuff. I would have, if it wasn't for 11:35, I would have said finally the feast that has been promised to us, which we technically, I mean, I guess has.
Hmm.
I mean, they're feasting.
They are feasting.
Yeah.
But that has also been now that also has undertones of very seriousness going on. But what are some look at think about some like what are some fun mystical Elbathian elements that we have yet to explore? Like, is it too serious to say the an explanation on all the lovely stones, the stone
Sunstone and
technology.
stuff.
Mm.
It's already kind of been vaguely explained, hasn't it?
I guess so. Maybe like we get, you know what? This isn't fun, but I think we have to address it. We're gonna have to see the astral world.
Yeah, actually, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my god, I cannot believe. I got hundreds of comments for our bingo card and no one mentioned that. Holy crap, guys.
Gonna have to see astral
That is such a
world.
good one. That I would almost put that in the middle. I would say that's
No, look, we have
gotta happen.
designated the freebie as garb space. This is just garb space.
Yes. Alright.
Oh.
Because this isn't my personal bingo, I'm happy to let you do that. Go for it.
Astral world. What else? Should we say Ripley's husband reveal? Is that that's too generic?
I mean, it's kind of hedging your bets. If it's not Scopa-Gaban,
Mm.
then I guess at least you can tick off the husband. But I feel like you could go in a different direction. Here's an obscure one from our bingo card. Not really obscure. But we've also got Yamato cover story ends in 2025.
That's not bad. Okay, that's a good one.
There's a chance that it might not happen, though, if there's not enough chapters. And
30?
Oda draws about 7 color spreads a year,
Yeah.
which take the place of the cover story. So it's just
Like,
it might
it's
happen.
in about 20 I like that one. But I don't want to steal it. I feel like it's quite niche that I think it wouldn't be very. It wouldn't show great integrity on my part to steal that one.
I agree.
But I do like it. Do you have any predictions on where Yamato's cover story is going?
Yeah, I mean, we have a map, right? Just going all around Wano is what we're doing. We're gonna drop off the sword at the shrine, and then I don't know how it'll end. Maybe Yamato will finally leave after having
Yeah.
seen all of Wano,
That's
or inherit some sort of
Yeah.
role, or
That would
Maybe
be
it
a
ends at
wild
like the
prediction.
port of Wano, you know?
or maybe Blackbeard attacks Wano. Either that or Fishman Island, and like that's the end of it.
Let's think.
I don't know. At the moment, the Yamato cover story is just Yamato being a tourist, going around to all the different places and eating.
Yeah.
Like, there's a story going
Hmm.
on in the background, just Yamato's not paying attention to it.
Well, I think it's just a nice way. It's just classic Oda stuff, right? Just making sure that we stay in the loop about all of these forgotten characters. Like, who knew
It
we were
is.
going to be
It's
seeing
really
Holden
fun.
again?
It's really fun. It's just that how many people have we seen kidnapped now or attempted
Yeah.
kidnapped? And Yamato's just like,
Oh,
okay, that's fine. I'm gonna keep going, guys, if that's okay.
just gonna have my
You can
bento
deal with your
box.
own problems.
Let's think. We've got one. So another one from Chris saying, flashback of a previous Nika fruit user. That's a.
I guess that covers a Joy Boy flashback.
But he
potentially.
said it's not necessarily Joy Boy. I do like this idea
No.
of like another, like so another could have been Joy Boy.
But a flashback to someone who may have potentially used it a couple of 100 years ago and awoken the Iron Giant, maybe. I think Elbaf is definitely more of it has more potential for Nika than it does for Joy Boy because they have their own
God,
Nika
yes.
Sun God. So it does
Yeah.
feel like we'll probably be diving into that a bit more.
Let's go Sun God Law.
Sun God Law. That's almost exactly what we have. We've got Nika Law.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sun God Law. Well, yeah, well, and then there's the possibility that all of these sun gods are related but not. Like if we have a sun god from Arabasta, a sun god from, if we find out like Skypia's sun god or Shandora's sun god.
Buccaneer Sun God. Lunarian sun god.
All right, 4 more, but now we're only gonna. Now I'm requesting the goofy stuff. Is Mugiwara no Goofy still here? Give us the goofy stuff. I want Goofy
Goofy
Elbaf.
stuff. And you're gonna stack a whole row with
No,
goofy
we'll
stuff.
have to. We'll
Right.
have to move things around. Like I'm gonna move. Maybe let's move the kid reveal here. Let's add a dragon here. We'll go move the Loki flashback here. Maybe. I actually think the only one that has a chance of the only line that actually might have a chance of becoming successful is this first column down.
Devil Fruit Law, Scopa-Gaban, Mossa, flashback, Sun God Law. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's betting the house on Scopa-Gaban, but it is possible.
Yeah.
But give us a, let's see, Goofy. Sanji Riz is a giant. I like that one.
Oh, okay.
Which one?
It's Sanji Riz is a giant.
Sanji
It's not
Riz is a
impossible because the female giants do seem to have a bit of a human fetish at the moment.
So, yeah, it seems like it.
Like,
Sanji
both
Riz is a
Gerd
giant.
and Ripley are sort of like, oh,
Yeah.
humans.
That's a cute one. I like that.
And it's not impossible. He has rizzed before.
He has. He has a. He's got a not bad track record, I think.
I mean, statistically, it's pretty bad.
But when you think about the quality,
Just because he tries so much.
Statistically.
But the quality of
The amount of stuff he
women that
posts.
he's managed to impress, I think it's impressive.
Yeah, Pudding, Viola.
Chin,
his eye on
Rayleigh
princesses.
is Ripley's husband. What?
Oh, Shaki won't be. Well, maybe
What?
Shaki doesn't care. They seem like they have a pretty open thing going on.
They could have an open relationship. I guess it would be hard
Pretty
to
sure they
contain
do
a
because
man like Rayleigh.
When we first met Shaki, didn't she say that Rayleigh's probably off with some young girl somewhere?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I think that happened.
Now that you mention it,
He swims from island to island.
yeah, he does spend a lot of
Just
time.
taking a swim to Amazon Lily.
Yeah,
That was
spends a lot
Lily.
of time there.
Swims everywhere.
That's all right. I'm sure Shaki has her own things going on as well.
Yeah, she's doing well. She's looking very well for her age.
Maybe.
Whatever number that is. Actually, I think it has been revealed. Yeah, it has. Oh my god.
What is the number?
So she's 64, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old
And
is Rayleigh?
Vegapunk is 65, I think. Yes.
She's doing very,
So Shaki
very
is only
well.
1 year younger than Vegapunk.
Like I said, she's doing extremely well
that-
for her age.
That just shows the cruelty of genetics right there.
Well, it could be the fact that Vegapunk lives a much more stressful life. You know, he's had
Maybe.
to terminate his friend. He's watched multiple people die.
I don't know if any amount of stress can make up for the disparity.
I don't
in
know.
what
I
we're seeing here
think
between the two.
stress does a lot to you physically. I think stress is one of the leading causes in early geriatric.
Can it rearrange your face? I don't know. I'm just saying, life's not fair.
I agree. As someone barely over 5 foot, I agree that genetics definitely plays a big part.
But
life
also,
isn't
you're going to be a beneficiary of the Shaki effect. You're going to be 64, and you
No.
won't look any different from
Liam,
how
do
you
you
do
not
today.
know? Do you not know the Asian women law?
Okay,
will-
sorry, 54. I'll say
Yeah.
54. Once you hit 60, it's supposed to all.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
just- yeah.
It's just all downhill.
You
from
lose a
there.
whole foot.
You hold it together until 60, and then it's just. Ah.
Life's over from that point.
Mm.
All right, how many spaces do we have left? We've got 3.
3.
3 spots. All right, I think that's 1 for each of us then, unless we get some great contributions from the JoyFleet, which I'm very much open to. That leaves 3 spots open for, and you guys can say whatever you want.
Whatever I want, and
Yep.
it goes on your bingo card.
Yep. Within reason.
The difficult part about this is coming up with ones that I don't already have on mine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could have come up with more than 5.
I don't know. That's really pushing the old noggin. Quite old now. 5 a day is kind of my limit. So one I had on mine that I think is very likely is Loki escapes.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair one.
Yeah, Unchained.
Loki escapes.
A really bold one would be, which we I think had on the card last year, but I've decided not to carry over into this one, is NL returns.
NL returns. I know that was
Ooh.
one that the JoyFleet kept recommending to me, and I just kept resisting.
One that the Grand Fleet keep recommending to me, and as much as I would, like, it's got to happen at some point. That's the thing. It does have to happen. It's another one of those things, and who knows when it'll happen. Maybe Elbaf. I don't know.
Could be.
It's
Look,
so hard to predict who's gonna just rock up. I didn't think that Jewelry Bonnie would be on Egghead Island. Like, that just happened, and then it became like the whole focus.
yeah, but I think the Jewelry Bonnie one is a little more understandable because I think Oda has been making a point of continuing his focus on the worst generation, or the supernovas, I should say. Which is probably why I'm going to have to add Rouge, because I have not yet added Rouge on our list for this year, and I do think Rouge is could be a safe bet for 2025.
I don't think I've ever heard that pronunciation before.
Well, I keep changing it because I used to say Rogue because it's like rogue, and then
You
people
rogue.
You rogue.
Uruj?
Uruji. It's
Uru-
Uruji.
Uruj.
So I just say
Uruji.
Uruj.
Rouge.
Like, take away the U. What does it say?
Rogue.
Rouge.
Rude.
Rogue puts the G
I
in
know,
front of
I
the
know.
O. Good. English lesson concluded. Although it is Japanese, so yeah.
All right.
Uruji.
You rogue. He's
Definitely not Urogue or whatever you were saying.
You rogue.
You rogue.
All right. Red, your turn. One final card. Or let's see if we get a great one from the JoyFleet. Let's see whoever comes up
I
with
don't
it
know.
first.
This might just be wishful thinking, but I think we get Vivi back.
Vivi.
Is
Okay.
he back?
What do we mean
I
by
think
Vivi
we
back?
catch
Like
up.
joining the Straw Hats
I
back?
think at the very end of this year, possible that I don't know.
I don't mind the idea
Because
of
that
something to
requires
do
her
with
going
Vivi,
to Elbaf.
but like, yeah. I don't like something to do with Vivi, maybe. Like maybe they realize like the newspaper message that she sent to them.
I agree that Vivi is likely to be relevant in 2025 because she has been for like throughout the Egghead Island arc. But back at Elbaf?
I don't think back. I think back is why.
Like meeting the
I mean,
Straw
maybe.
Hats?
Maybe.
Like interact, like through a
I mean,
Denmushi or something. There'll be something.
NL or Vivi. That's just.
I think Vivi's more likely than Anel.
But if Vivi does come to Elbaf, then what was the point of sending the newspaper message, if not to alert the Straw Hats of like where to find her?
I'm on my way.
to find her.
It was
I'm
her
on my way.
message. It was her message to them that I know where you are because I'm with Big News Morgans, and I will find my way.
I mean, maybe it could end up being like Marco's message, where it just never mattered.
Mm.
Like, please take this message to Luffy. Message never got to Luffy, and they just threw it away. Maybe.
All right.
Right.
Well, I like it. I'm gonna add Vivi. Let's see how we should word this so that
Feel
it's
free to change it. Change it to like Joy Boy face reveal or a Rock Elizabeth face reveal. Which one is like more likely?
Vivi X Straw Hat interaction.
So Chin says Oda likes timing, so OPLA Season 2 gonna have Vivi, so Vivi back with the crew in Elbaf is coming.
Yes,
Maybe
Chin,
not
he's
back
on
with
board.
the crew, but I think it is a good opportunity to shove Vivi in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like
that's
how
a
he
good point.
shoved Shanks to do Film Red,
Yeah,
as well as
yeah.
put Uta in.
yeah.
Maybe. I would definitely would not put it past him because he loves the live action. And he's probably at least going to do a color spread, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
he did
think
for the
so.
first season.
He
Yeah.
loves it.
What was
How does that make you feel?
That's it.
I'm kidding.
Not gonna.
No, it's great.
I'm gonna incite some
Jake.
toxicity into the stream. Are we?
It's great that he's able to do what he wants to do, even if I'm not the biggest fan of what it is he's doing. He's getting to live his best life, and that's all that matters unless you're me.
That is mature of
That
you,
was
my
very
friend.
diplomatic of you, Liam.
Yeah.
You're showing real growth in 2025. I see.
I know.
Was that one of
You
your?
changed, I see.
Was that a New
New
Year's
Year's
resolution?
Liam character development. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
on my personal bingo card.
So this is what we've ended up with, and I have to say that, again, the only bingo that I see us potentially achieving is actually okay. So the first column down, maybe the second column down.
The second column down. You flashback, multiplied.
Maybe the and maybe
Oh yeah.
and maybe the yeah. So sorry, as in like second column from the left, as well as maybe
You're
the
really
fourth column.
betting a lot on Sanji pulling it off there.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance.
That is so random.
I think there's a good chance. They do seem to like the humans.
And to be fair to Sanji again, on Wano, he did, Rizab Osame, the one with the mouse.
True,
So
very true.
he has a pretty good streak going.
And I think he's got like
Dressrosa,
fair
Hawkeye
chances.
Island, Wano.
Oh yeah.
He's got fair chances, I think, especially at Elbaf. So I'm gonna go.
I think what Sanji does is he's really good at fishing, and so he just casts his line out everywhere, and eventually he gets a nibble. I
guess that's also the statistical problem, right? It's just like if you try.
Like, his statistics are horrendous. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's statistically horrendous.
There's like a 0.0001% success rate, but it shows that if you just put all you need is that one.
Yeah.
And Sanji's got 3.
And hey man, you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
We can't all be Zoro and just have the ladies come to us.
This coming from the self-proclaimed Mr. Pink.
Mr. Pink. Mr. Pink is a fantastic character. And, I mean, I never claimed to be Zoro. I definitely not. Although, my wife was the first person to talk to me. So, maybe.
As in your wife was the first.
I should clarify, not the first person to ever talk to me. My wife was the one who initiated contact.
Yeah.
I didn't speak to anyone before I met you.
Yeah, so your wife rizzed you off. All right? That's what they say. There you go, Riz there. Cool.
Yeah.
What's that like?
Oh, I take it that your
mercifully
situation with your wife was different.
Up to vegan news. You're telling me that they just come to you? How do you do this, my man?
I mean, I don't do it. It happened one time, and that's all you need. So
Yeah.
there's
Mm.
hope for
His, his,
Sanji.
his,
So you
yes, his first,
you
his
have
first human
100% success
interaction.
rate then.
I definitely do not have a 100% success rate.
So,
You know what? I have to say that I'm feeling pretty confident about my first column. I think we could actually get it. These may be famous last words, but
I think if Scopagabana is confirmed,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
looking pretty alright.
I think so
get a
too.
lot of this.
I think Devil Fruit is another big question mark one. It depends how much Elbaf ties into Devil Fruits.
Mm. But I think it's generic enough that I think we could get it. Devil Fruit Law's pretty generic. Robin could just read something in the Owl Library.
With the exception of Final Road Poneglyph reveal, I quite like row 4.
Yeah, row 4 is not
Row
bad
4.
either. But, you know, Dragon makes the move is also I think that's a big question mark.
Oh, that's column 4.
Oh, row 4, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, row 4's not bad either.
Oh, I would never bet on column 4 just because of that. Or row
Because of
5.
Dragon?
Just- that is the most unlikely thing to happen on this bingo board, and I've had some questions about what's been going on this.
You think Dragon making a move is the most unlikely?
Yes.
he's been burned too much.
Dragon, when right next to it there's a Vivian Straw Hat interaction.
Everyone was saying this on Egghead Island as well. Dragon has to make a move. Kuma's there. We're talking Revolutionary Army. Dragon's not just going to let him happen. Marines are moving. Blackbeard's moving. His Dragon's got to do something. He did sweet fuck all.
Yeah,
We
but
can
now
go
the
back to the
Holy Knights are
the
involved.
timing thing.
And now we're in an arc where he's even less relevant.
But going back to your point where you would have said you weren't expecting Bonnie at all, I think it's when you're least expecting it, Oda's gonna hit us with something.
Maybe. And maybe this will be the year where he burns me for good.
Mm-hmm.
But my heart can't take it anymore. I can't have that square on my bingo board.
We've had a few
Can't do it.
people saying that column 3 is the easiest.
Column 3? I mean, you've
Column
already
3.
given yourself
'cause
number
yeah.
1 through your technicality.
More Holy
More
Knight.
Holy Knights.
So we just need to see. Yeah, I
Garp.
guess Arouge is the difficult one there.
Garp and Arouge, I think. Even Colin making an impact in the first, like I think by the end of 2020,
Not
by the
this
end of
year?
Elbaf,
Yeah.
it could happen by the end of this year. I don't know. That's we'll have to see with that one.
If Blackbeard makes a move, you're probably gonna get Garp alongside it. Like they kind of possibly come as a pair.
Yeah.
Because I think the idea was, right, when Blackbeard captured Kobe, he was going to hold Kobe hostage so that he could get the world government to recognize Hachinosu as a kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that might be what he's trying to do with Garp right now. So if he's making a move, it's probably going to be related to that plan, which means Garps him.
And whether Blackbeard actually does make that move in 2025, I think, is also questionable.
It's questionable, but it's possible if Elbaf is structured the way that Egghead was.
With a few interludes, yeah, I could see it. Look, you know what? I think all in all, I feel much better about my 2025 predictions than I did about 2024. I have to say, but that by the end of the 2024 predictions, I was not feeling very good.
So wait, this time last year, did you look at the 2024 predictions and go, mate, I got this?
Well, look, I just let the JoyFleet decide, and I went, okay, if you guys say so, then sure. I think I did have to put it. I did definitely reject the Enel.
I love that you rejected that, but you put so many of these on them.
Sometimes I just really like the ideas. I think they're fun.
It's true. They are fun. until they are left lonely and unfulfilled
Yes, only
at the end of the
two.
year. And 3 just violently crossed off.
Yeah, bro. It's never happening. I mean, Smoker making a move. I mean, come on. I think.
I think it's more possible than Dragon. Genuinely, I'm not joking. I think it is more possible.
Smoker making a move over Dragon.
Yes.
Oh, the goat.
Dude has a
Yeah.
duty. He has a job to do.
Mm.
Actually, when was the last time we saw Smoker? Didn't we see him, like, pulling a poneglyph? Or a suspiciously cube-shaped object? Was that last year? Or the year before?
I thought it was I think we saw Smoker the year before. I don't think we saw him last year. I don't even remember what he was doing, to be honest. Smoker has just left my
He was
brain.
riding his bike and he... Let me find out what chapter that... I thought it was more recent. Damn it.
Was it during Vegapunk's broadcast?
Potentially. Okay, hang on. Just got to go to Smoker's history section on the One Piece wiki. One of my favorite websites because all of the events are annotated with the chapters. Egghead Doc. Mate, we saw Smoker in chapter 1117, which was definitely last year.
Okay, yeah. That's,
So if you'd
that's
kept
very
that on,
recently.
that square would have been cleared. Because he is clearly making a move. He is clearly doing something.
Maybe I crossed it out too early. I wonder when I crossed it out. I don't remember. I can't. I'm gonna have to go find out. I'm gonna have to see when we revised our list. Maybe I did do it too early. I honestly completely forgot about
is
Smoker's
talking to
relevance.
Toshigi, and he's dragging this like big, suspiciously poneglyph-shaped thing behind him.
Okay.
It might not be that though. It's just a big red cube.
Yeah.
No, it's not red. It's just a big cube.
Big cube, a colored-in cube.
Got road poneglyphs on the mind. I just find it funny that if you'd kept it, it would have been ticked off.
And I would have had a BO.
You would have had strong BO.
I would have had strong BO. But you know what? I do currently have BO as well.
Right.
I currently have BO.
That's why we're doing this by distance.
I would have
not
had
in the
BO.
same room.
Yes. I would have had BO times. I would have had BO squared.
BO squared. Oh.
Well,
Let me
I
see
think
if there's
if
any
this is
others
our
that you're-
2025, let me save this. If this is our 2025 predictions, what predictions do we have for 1136?
The very next chapter?
Yes.
It's a lot harder to predict the
Mm.
immediate next
think
chapter
so.
than it is like the vague future.
But we have some things to go off. Like, we might even see the devil fruit reveal of the bandage person immediately. Oh, what happened there?
Yeah, potentially. Potentiellement.
How did the last chapter end again? Let me check.
It's a hard one because we don't know. I don't know if it'll happen in the next chapter, but I feel like the Straw Hats are going to split up more. Like that core group at the feast are probably going to fracture a bit more. And
Okay.
we'll start getting our crew pods moving around.
So that we can
Mm.
explore Elbaf a little bit more. That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Is it too soon to say that fake Shanks is going to meet Loki? He's going to find him already?
That's what. Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Colin dad reveal comes from your chat. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, Colin Dad reveal's a good one too.
That potentially, yeah. I mean, what's he doing? We just saw him like, if that is the guy, we just saw him walking in the forest. He's so slow.
I
It's
think
a
the shadowy
big
figure
world.
gets revealed.
You think what?
Whoever
Sorry?
that is. The shadowy figure gets revealed. Whoever that one is.
The one with the hat.
Yeah. Sounds
Okay.
wild, but
So could also be Colin's dad.
could be.
Could be Scopa Gaban.
You know what I
Couldn't.
want, and I don't think we're going to get anytime soon. I want more information about the owl in the library. That owl has crazy eyes. It looks like a void century creature like Zunesha.
Oh,
Could get that. That could happen in 1136.
Maybe, I don't know. Could.
yeah. The come user.
Yeah, the eco economy.
The eco-economy user.
Yeah, the come fruit.
The come fruit.
To anyone who doesn't know, in Japanese, iku is a colloquial way of saying come.
Come as in come or come as in bedtime activity?
I mean, it's not just restricted to bedtime activities.
No. Okay. Could be sexy time activity.
Come as in orgasm.
Didn't know that.
Bingo.
Yeah, so the Japanese fan base are kind of snickering at that devil fruit reveal. Economy.
I must have missed that completely. This is what happens when I'm no longer on Twitter.
Economy.
Oh yeah, Twitter is a great source of information.
Why did Oda name it that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm also not fully convinced with the scan's name of the fruit, which is the Ria fruit. I get why, to rear your young, but to me it just sounds like butt fruit.
Bum fruit.
That's so funny. Well, there you have it. This is
and you didn't make a prediction. I said things, you didn't.
For 1136?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. My one for 1136. It's been so long ago that I don't even remember how 1135 ended.
With Jarl with the sword in his head.
That's right.
You might find out why that happened. And how. Potentially when. Who? All the questions.
And we're getting the proper translations tomorrow, I believe.
Are we?
I think so. I think the official comes out tomorrow.
No, really?
Yeah, because it comes out
Thought
on
it
a
was
weird
16
day.
hours. This is saying it's 16 hours.
It's a
Really?
weird day. It's not It's
Yeah.
not the usual Sunday night / Monday morning. It was a weird Saturday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. If this is accurate, we'll get it tomorrow.
Did they end up taking the French one down on Manga Plus?
I don't know, actually. That's a good point.
Because the last time I checked it, the official French translation was still up.
Really? And
It's
when
one
was
of
the
the
last time you
craziest
checked?
things that I've ever seen happen. Not that recently. Yeah, somehow the official French accidentally got uploaded under the name Chapter 1134. So if you click on that, you skip immediately to 1135.
Oh.
Which wasn't supposed to be released until, I guess, tomorrow. So we had a situation where the official French translation came out before the French scan translation.
Mm.
And actually, the French came out before the scan English translations as well.
And I guess that's how everyone
Which was a wild situation.
Everyone translated things so quickly.
Yeah.
Because we got the scanlations very quick this time around.
I wonder if they were meant to do
I
that.
could actually read it for a change, which was fun, because usually what happens is, I believe it's the Arabic that almost always comes out first. Can't read that. But French, I got a fighting chance.
You're right, actually. How's your French journey been?
Oui.
It continues. Duolingo today. I'm almost at 700 days of my French streak.
So almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Wow, how fast the time flies. Are you?
And I still only have my Delphin 1, the very lowest French qualification.
That's okay. That's still...
I should probably do the A2 this year at some point. I think I could. I think it should be fine.
Did you try reading the chapter in French? How much of it did you understand?
A surprising amount. It was mostly odd One Piece specific terminology that I had to look
Mm.
up. But One Piece is a very simple manga.
Yeah.
Like Oda uses very simple language, especially with stuff like Luffy's dialogue, because he's such a simplistic creature. So
Mm.
reading him in French is unbelievably easy. It's when you get to other things that it's tricky. But it's going pretty well.
That's pretty fun. Being able to read like in another language. Do you feel like you caught a lot more nuance reading it in another language?
No. I mean, there are differences, which is very difficult to sort of sort through unless you've got the official English right next to you. But there was a bit of a translation controversy with the powers of the cum bria ria butt fruit in this chapter. Because in the scans, the English scans, it makes it sound like hang on. I gotta get my brain in order here. Lilith says that to think even inorganic things can grow with this power, which to me implies that the fruit ability just sort of assumes that you can make organic things grow, which is like what rearing and nurturing is. Your children, they tend to be organic.
Yeah.
Mm.
In the official French translation, it very clearly says that its powers can only be used on inorganic things.
Oh, okay.
Which is also difficult because books, they're made of this stuff called paper and sometimes leather, which is also organic.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, we have no idea how this fucking owl works at the moment.
No, I will guess things will have to be clarified.
No one
tomorrow.
can agree. We'll see. Like, I don't know. Sometimes the official English gets things wrong as well.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point. Maybe when she's saying like organic, does she just mean like living things?
Yeah.
So sort of just like humans and animals.
In which case, the correct translation might be it only works on non-living things.
Mm.
That's a good point.
But I don't know. My Japanese is pathetic, so I wouldn't be able to say even if I did have the rules. That's a Manu question.
The third leg of our Blue Banana podcast, which we managed to get to almost the entire stream without bringing up, but I read and
you
completely
did. People have been
ignored.
talking about it in the comments.
Exactly. I read and
You should not ignore your
completely
commenters.
ignored many questions about the Blue Banana podcast. And who should I throw the grenade to? Liam, do you wanna give us an update on how our Blue Banana podcast is going?
Oh, it's not. Back to you, Sophie.
And Red as our producer. As our producer of the Blue Banana podcast, can we have your commentary on how the podcast is going?
I'll say let's leave it in the past, guys. This is the green and gold.
Green and gold.
With the green and gold,
Yeah,
what's the?
Australian
Does Australia
colours.
have a very iconic mango? I don't feel like mango could be our national
Mango?
fruit. Well, we have lots of mangoes. It's a summertime fruit, and we're a summery country. What is Australia's most native fruit? It would probably be some sort of like little wattle related seed or some point.
Good question.
Australian fruit.
I was looking it up as well. It's not very impressive.
Finger lime.
We've got plums, finger lime,
The
desert
Kakadu
lime,
plum. Yeah.
ondongs,
You know what? I quite like the finger lime. Finger lime's a good
bush
sort of
tomato.
bush tomato.
Bush tomato.
I think I'm gonna make the executive decision that we are going to be the green and gold finger lime.
Finger limes.
Finger limes.
Hell yeah.
Finger limes are quite pleasant to to add to like drinks and add as seasoning to your food. My commentary is that look, it ain't over until it's over, but I guess we'll have to see what 2025 has in store.
I wouldn't put it on your personal bingo card. I would fill it with something else.
But you never know. There could be a
More Joy
never
Girl
know.
content in
You never
2025.
know.
more Joy Girl content in 2025 as our. That should have been.
That's a
on-
better one.
That should have.
What
been
have we
on-
got? 2 videos a week, 2025? More Joy Girl content?
That's 2 videos a week. Is you know what? Why not?
You're right. 3
3
videos a week.
videos a week. That's getting to.
I was wrong to underestimate you.
That's getting into GLR
Yeah, on top of your 3
territory.
jobs, that gives you a day to rest.
Yeah, you do a chapter video and then you do 2 other videos. And so you keep people, you give them a video once every 2 days on average.
And
Keep them coming back. You keep them happy. You keep that One Piece addiction
and Joy Girl
how do you
herself
keep an
gets
addiction?
no sleep.
satisfied,
Gets no sleep. Doesn't eat.
The fix.
fulfilled.
Sustains herself
Fixed.
only on. Sustains
Keep it
herself
fixed.
only on One Piece.
As you should be.
It's not a bad diet.
I mean, it's not like you have other jobs, right?
Yeah. The podcast makes a move. Apparently, should be on our
The
personal.
podcast makes a move.
The podcast makes a move.
It's still more likely than Dragon. Still.
What is this? I think
Hey,
you're gonna be. I think
Liam
you are
spoken.
going to have to eat crow by the end of this year, Liam. I think Dragon making a move is not as unlikely as you think.
Do I need to bring out the Dragon graphic? You remember when people were predicting that he was going to make a move during Egghead Island, and they were like, okay, 1,100, that's going to be the big Dragon chapter. And then when that didn't happen, they crossed it off and wrote 1,101. That's going to be the big Dragon chapter where he's going to get onto it. And then when that didn't happen, they crossed it off and did 1,102. And then when that didn't happen, etc. And now there's more text. You can't even see the picture of Dragon on that graphic.
I missed that
Because
meme.
it just keeps getting filled up with chapter numbers and getting crossed
I
off.
missed that meme.
But I should also say that people have been saying this since Wano. No, since Dressrosa. But on Wano, do you remember during the raid where everyone was like, the Revolutionary Army is going to show up on Wano. They're going to be the backup we need to take down the Beast Pirates. Like, surely you all remember this Dragon madness.
I do.
I can't
remember.
bet on it any longer.
But
And
I was
you're
also
giving me the
thinking
same
Grand
cope
Fleet.
now. You're always like, oh, I think you might make a move.
Yeah.
No.
I think
Can't happen.
Elbaf is
He's
gonna
incapable.
maybe not by 2025, but by the end of Elbaf, I think it is very, very possible.
Maybe. He will have to do something eventually.
Eventually, exactly.
2026 is a maybe. It depends where Elbaf is. Like, I find it hard to believe that we would end Elbaf and he's still drinking his wine on Mama Ira Island. It's like someone's gotta move.
I've got one final question before we wrap it up. How many chapters in 2025? I'm gonna go with 31.
33.
You think 31? You think it'll be the lowest year ever, do you?
Yeah, because we've got the
This is the live action.
yeah, because of the live action coming out.
Fair. So, I mean, if Oda does the thing he did before, then he'll maybe... Actually, that was a big break. But that wasn't just the live action, was it? When he took that big break to go to
South
LA
Africa.
for the premiere?
Oh, LA, sorry.
Yeah, South Africa was this year.
That was a month break that time too, wasn't it? Was it longer? Was it almost 2 months?
What we tend to have is like 2 to 3 to 4 week breaks per year now. That's become a very common thing. So you've got to add that on top of the regular breaks. I don't think 31's a bad number. I would say probably 32 again.
Okay, well, we'll see at the end of the year. Thank you for your time on today's Gold and Green Fingerline podcast.
It's an honor to be on whatever this is.
Yes, likewise.
I hope you all have great predictions for your own personal bingo cards. I don't know, mastering A2 French. I don't know what you have on your personal podcast, on your personal bingo list, Red. Finally doing a face reveal, or doing a face reveal, a face reveal.
Your face has been revealed. It is
Yeah, could
out
be a
there.
It has
I don't know
been
why you
revealed, yeah.
insist on hiding.
Could be a potential face
Yeah.
reveal.
Because I have a potato cam and it will ruin the aesthetic.
That's okay. Authenticity. But otherwise, I hope everyone that has joined us for today's stream has a wonderful 2025. And
Agreed.
that we get fantastic One Piece content. So I shall see you. Where's
That's
my
the
hand?
main thing.